Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. My name is Ollie, and this is the Ollie's match review for the Carabao Cup second round match. Newport County 1, Brentford 1, 3-0 on penalties, but we don't mention that. We mention the 1-1 draw in 90 minutes. And they go for on penalties, whatever. Initial reactions, excellent performance. If you don't follow me on Twitter, @CumryOllie. Little shameless self-promo there, but I said on Twitter last night there was a performance to be proud of, to hold Brentford to 0-0. A Brentford side which started off with some fringe players who have got Premier League minutes this season, and a few players who start to come up, sort of academy players, but for a team who in the second half had, I think, 6 players who have played in the Premier League, to take them to a 0-0 draw up until the 87th minute, to then take them to penalties after 98 minutes, considering that we played a somewhat rotated squad ourselves. It was an amazing performance, resilient character, all the positives that you could think of was displayed by us last night, and there's no shame in losing to the Brentford team in the fashion that we did. Just before we get into the lineup, so I'm going to ask you to like the video, subscribe, comment what you thought of the match, and share the video about. You know the drill by now, we're 6 games into the season. Let's see if we can get to 5k subscribers sooner rather than later. I was going to say before Wimbledon, but that's on Saturday, and I think that might be a little bit too ambitious, but you never know. So, in terms of lineups, a few changes. Looked to be playing a 4-2-3-1 rather than a 4-4-2. Just changing up a little bit, experimenting. Maxted in goal over Nick Townsend, who probably would have been my man of the match if not for Kibben Roy scoring at the end. I think Kibben will get a lot of the plaudits for scoring the goal, but Maxted was absolutely unreal, especially considering he's listed as our second keeper or backup option, more than capable of playing League 2 matches, and sort of one of those players where they go, I can't believe he's not at the club being a number one, similar to what we had with Joe Day and Nick Townsend. Back 4 then of Josh Ebery at right back, James Clark, Ryan Delaney and Adam Lewis. The sort of 2 deeper midfielders being Aaron Wildig and Bryn Morris. Your 3 more advanced midfielders, Bonswell on the left, James Wade on the right, Harry Charsley in the middle, and the returning Omar Bogle up top. Evans was rested. It was noted by Chris Kirkwin of the Argus on Twitter /X, whatever you want to call it, that he was out before the match, walking around with a little bit of a hobble, but I think it's more just a wear and tear thing than an injury. Be interesting to see whether he's back in the mix for Saturday's game at Wimbledon, or whether it is a little bit of a niggle similar to what Bogle had throughout the pre-season, and if it just puts him on the shelf for a few more matches. In terms of the play then, Brentford playing quite a high line, playing a lot of pressure for a lot of the match, probably best part of about 60 minutes. It was trying to keep it in our box, very good passing, very well-drilled kind of standard Premier League play, passing it, not taking too many risks or not trying to be too flamboyant, doing the simple stuff well and passing it about, trying to get into the box. The kind of overarching narrative of the game for pretty much the full 98 minutes was Brentford passing about, find the opportunity or the space to get across in the box, and we hit it away more often than not as far as the halfway line. On occasions, we did manage to break their high press and get through for an opportunity or two. but a lot of the time it was sort of Brentford recycling the ball, crossing it in, us bouncing it back. We did have little spells of about 5 or 10 minutes where we did flip the presser and put it on them. What we did quite well was if we could find a way to break their pressing and kind of win the ball off them, we could put the ball up, and players like Bogle and Charlesley and Wildig are very good at hold-up play. So if we could get into their half, we'd hold it up for 30 seconds, allowed the lads to sort of spring forward, and then we started to see a bit more of that dominance and that more structured formation that we've seen in games like Forest Green and Doncaster, where we hold the shape quite well. It's our defined 4-2-3-1. Lads are happy to cross into the box, happy to play it wide and bring it into the centre. So we didn't really change our system or our formation too much considering the opponents. And I think that was really positive to see the system hold up against a pretty strong Championship level, lower Premier League side. And it held up quite well when they brought the more senior Premier League players on, like Wissa and Benwo and Aaron Hickey. So, yeah, system really strong. Not much change, not much in the way of being scared of the opposition. We matched them whilst kind of sticking to our morals and our beliefs. In terms of the goals then, the goal for Brentford came from Matthias Jensen in the 87th minute. Ball's over on the Hazel side of the pitch, attacking the away fan end. Ball gets crossed over quite heavily towards the back post. Can't remember which Brentford player gets it, but they're practically on the far post along with Maxted, who was expecting the player to go for a header to try and get it in. Brentford player heads it kind of back over the goal, falls to Jensen, who's on the 6-yard line, easy tap in, open goal. We didn't really do much wrong with it. You can see why Max went to the far post, hoping to catch it or punch it away, which he did quite a number of times from a Brentford threatening with the corners or a long throw. Max was quite good at punching it away or catching it and making the ball his own. On this occasion, he doesn't. Ball goes back over. It's not really much you can do. Ball goes up then for 8 minutes at a time. We're all hoping for something. We really start to press them. I think when they knew there was 8 minutes, he thought just to sit back and try and absorb the pressure. We then get the ball over on the Hazel side. Again, can't remember which player crosses it in. At this point, every attack, everyone's standing up, so it's a bit obscured vision. But the ball gets crossed in, goes to the near post. Kibben Roy makes a beautiful little run in the box, gets in front of the Brentford defender, glances it past their keeper, back in the net. Unreal scenes. Great to see Kibben get a goal. I'd still like to see him go out on loan. I feel regular game time would help him sort of learn the finer details, similar to what Will Evans had last season, but whether Coughlin feels he can work at him a little bit better than a loan deal would. Behind the scenes, maybe give him a few games in the academy or in a development squad is yet to be seen. Won't talk too much on the penalties. 3-0 to Brentford. It was over within 6 penalties. We missed all 3. They scored all 3. Adam Lewis, Nathan Wood and Bryn Morris stepping up. Adam Lewis hit the post. Bryn Morris and Nathan Wood had theirs saved. Can't really complain though. I don't think anyone expected us before the match to go 1-1 after 90 minutes and to get to penalties. So fair play to the lads. Excellent performance. No shame whatsoever. And best of luck to Brentford in the third round. Big shout out to their fans as well. It's not often we get close to 1,000 fans. I think it was 950 odd who made the trip, especially on Tuesday night, game finishing at about 10 o'clock. So probably a late return for those fans. So big shout out to you, incredibly vocal, great set of fans, and wish you the best of luck for the season. But that's all I've got to say on the match. Let me know what you think down below. Whilst you're down there, leave a like, subscribe, all the good things. If you're not subscribed already, please do. We're close to 5k. Be nice to hit. And hopefully we'll see you for the next match review. But as always, my name's been Ollie, and up the county.